Hello and welcome to Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff. Welcome back. If this is your repeat customer or repeat offender, however you want to look at it. Just kidding. I love all of you. Thanks for being here. This is set number 910039. It's called The Art of Chocolate. It is a Bricklink Designer Set, Series 3. This is the last one. I know I'm behind. Series 4 has already arrived. We started it. We started with the medieval market. We're going to continue with that. But today, we're going to work on this. I don't know if we'll finish or not. I'm going to try, which means it would be a little bit longer of a stream than normal. But if you would, hit that like button and subscribe. If you subscribed before, please check. I've heard from other YouTubers that I'm friends with that it seems like people who were inactive or for whatever reason YouTube thought they were a bot or not real has scrubbed the list and has decided to remove some subscribers. So if you subscribed before, just double check to make sure you still are. All right, let's jump into this build, and we're going to start with bag number 11. And let me switch cameras here so we're all good and ready to go here. All right, so this is what we've got done so far. We've got the front, the back, and oh, sorry, let me check something real quick. Something went bad. My equipment went through. Okay. All right, so here's the back. It does open up, and it does show the factory with chocolate bars over here, a mixing machine, a chocolate vat there, and then in the front, it kind of looks like a little bit like a Christmas village, if you will, which I think it looks pretty cool. A little bit of snow on the ground, not a whole lot, but just enough. And like I said, we've got quite a bit to go. So let me get there. Oh, it looks like I closed the instructions without realizing it. That's all right. It doesn't take that long to open up. How's everyone doing today? How was your 4th of July? My 4th of July was actually really good. I've talked about my great neighbors before, and they invited Spencer and I over, and we had barbecue dinner with them, hot dogs, hamburgers. I don't know how much more American you can get from that. So, all right. Now my instructions are, okay, bag number 11. All right. I'm going to slide this out of the way since we're doing minifigures. I think if you watch my channel, you know that I try to keep things as real as I can. And speaking of keeping things real, I might live out in the country, but I am not a country boy. I grew up in the city. I've always lived in a city. In fact, this is the smallest place I have ever lived in, where it is, well, I don't even live in town, but the town I live closest to is 2,299 people, and I live outside of that town, so I do live pretty remote. And this girl is carrying a chocolate bar with a oh my gosh expression. Must taste that good. I don't really know. And so I will never try to pass myself off as a country or a city boy, or a country boy, excuse me. I'll always say I'm a country city boy because that's what I am. But I am learning. I have been in the country for, oh, what is it? Going on 4 years now. And, you know, I'm raising chickens, working the land, kind of renting out the back pasture to some guy with a couple horses. I say rent it out because I don't pay him anything, or he doesn't pay me anything, but whenever it snows, he comes over with his tractor and clears my 300-foot driveway. Hello, John, how you doing? So it is kind of that deal, and I am learning, and I've learned a couple things. I've learned that wasps, I said that right, yellow jacket wasps, whatever you want to call them, they don't like to fly at night, which I take advantage of, because one of the things I did when I first moved in is I planted some strawberries. Strawberries don't give you a whole lot of fruit the first year, a little bit on the second. Well, this is the 3rd year. I forgot about them until my son was out there a few days ago, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, Dad, look at this, strawberries." and he brought some in, and we cleaned them off and ate them, and they were delicious. And so I totally forgot about them. Well, they're being choked by weeds. I tried to go out there and take care of the weeds, but then I had yellow jackets harassing the hell out of me when I was out there. Well, being a city boy, I didn't know this a few years ago, but I've learned this since. Yellow jackets don't like to fly at night. In fact, they don't. I don't know if they're not capable. I don't know what the deal is. I just know they don't. And so I snuck up on their hive, or their, what do you want to call it, their little nest, and I promptly used a whole lot of spray, which promptly dispatched them, and they all fell to the ground, died. And so I went out there today, and I started weeding them, and they could, so my strawberries can breathe and get sunlight, and they are. And so I picked a few more strawberries, cleaned them off, and ate them. Really good. I'm telling you, it's worth it. So that's a little bit of my experience of learning how to be a country boy. I also had to go to the feed store today and grab a bag of pellets. My chickens are no longer eating the little flakes that the young guys do, the younger ones do. They are now graduated to pellets. So I fed them that, and they kind of looked like they didn't know what to do with it until one of them tried it, and then the rest of them were like, oh, well, if he tried it and didn't die, let's try it. So anyway, they're eating those pellets. And I do like the pellets. I don't use a store, I don't use like IFA brand. I use a local brand that is going out of business, unfortunately. And it really makes me sad because their stuff makes me very happy because it has 2% more protein than the national brand. And it's about $5 less for a 50-pound bag. So I am going to miss that one. And I talked to the lady that worked there, and she said that once this batch is up, it is up. They're not going to get any more in. So wasn't too excited about that news, but yeah, stuff happens, right? And it is happening. So no more generic brand here in a minute. But I am learning how to be a country boy, one mistake at a time. I mean, one experience at a time. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say mistake, did I? Or did I? I don't know. You be the judge. But I do love living out here in the country on 3 acres. There's just nothing like it. I've never owned this much land. I know it's not a lot of land. 3 acres is not huge, but I've just never owned anything like this, so it's nice. And also, I told you the story of the shop update about getting the cabinets up and getting the wall put together with the insulation on the west side and all of that. And my friend Brady helping me out. Well, it's Brady's parents who invited me over for the barbecue yesterday. That's where I was at yesterday afternoon. Okay, is that right? Oh yeah, it is right. Okay, well let's throw that on there. Oh boy, it's not. Oh, okay, this one goes. I did the instructions wrong. Okay, so there we have that side. I'm pretty sure this other side is next. And also, I do have some news that's weird for you guys. We didn't finish off all the stories last time. We dang near did, but we did not quite. So, since I mentioned it, let's go ahead and do one. All right, get ready. Some of them are just wow. Okay, this one, I'm not trying to be woe is me, but dang, do I understand this kind of luck. Okay, lifeguard in Ashbury Park, New Jersey, was trying to set up an umbrella chair in its holder on June 25th when it got away from her and ended up impaling her through her shoulder. Ouch! Oh my gosh! Now I've never done something like that, but I've definitely had things go wrong, several things in a row, and by the time I'm done handling the mess, I don't feel like handling anything else. But this top cake, this is definitely worse than anything I've ever dealt with. So, but having that kind of luck, I do understand. Okay. She fell backwards off the bench, and the umbrella came with her and landed on her arm, said lifeguard Joe. Oh my gosh, don't even ask me to pronounce that. Italian name. Firefighters cut most of the pole away, but left a piece about a foot long in her arm. Before she was transported in the hospital, she was listed in stable condition at the last update. That is definitely a freak accident. Of course, if I were getting in a car wreck and it was my fault, that'd be considered a freak accident because I'm the one that caused it, and I'm a freak. I'm just kidding. Only joking. All right. Also, yesterday, I did some reflecting, guys. I decided to use YouTube and do some research, and I researched some other Lego channels, and I got some ideas on how to do things a little bit differently. I'm not going to just overhaul my channel and start doing things completely different because I watched these videos, but I got a few takeaways, maybe one or two from each different type of channel. And so over the next little bit, you'll see me maybe try something new here and there. It'll probably be very subtle. I'm just going to watch the statistics or the analytics to see if it changed anything. I did appreciate one particular person who was very honest about how much the channel costs, like in time, money, all that kind of stuff. And it did make me feel a lot better because, I'll admit, sometimes, as much as I try to remain positive and be funny and try to have a good time, sometimes, things can get to me. And sometimes I feel like, oh, well, I'm not moving fast enough on this channel. And I'm not going to say any names, but there was one in particular. He had about 750,000 subscribers, so he's a pretty big guy, pretty big following. He was talking about how he's been working on his Lego city for 10 years now. And I just thought to myself, wow, okay. And he mentioned that he's able to do it full time. I can't do it full time, so I don't feel so bad at the lack of progress as I sometimes look at it. I've had a full-time job for most of this, and I've moved. I've had to just bought the place. The other owners didn't get their stuff out for 90 days. Then I had to start fixing the place because it was a dang mess, like leaky roof, leaky walls, gutters, dirt around the foundation so water would quit getting underneath it. I've had a lot out of it. So I don't feel so bad about my progress after seeing this guy talk about it took him 10 years to get where he's at. And he's not even done with the city, by the way. He just added the table and he's adding on to it. So it somewhat made me feel good to know that I'm not the only one struggling in the same ways. And I appreciate his candor. But that also means that I'm going to try new things. And one of the things I'm going to try is do, in my videos, do some more time lapses of my build. So that way I'm not just saying, oh, I'll be back with progress and then do that. So hopefully you guys will like this new format. We'll see. Oh, okay, we're not putting anything through it yet. Okay, we're building something else. All right, let's slide that aside. I thought we were going to get right to it, but nope. As a result of being outside, I am, oh my gosh, I've drinking 2 water bottles, and I have not had to use the restroom yet. So, yeah, it took a lot out of me It's not really hot today, but it is humid out there today. Humidity, last I checked, was in the low 60s, which is really unusual for us. So I think I just lost a bunch of water due to the conditions. But I do sincerely hope that each of you had a good 4th of July. I would like to hear what you guys did for your 4th. Did you visit family? Did you visit friends? Both? Did you guys set off fireworks? I don't know. Let me know. What you do? Oh, of course, I put it to the. Oh, man. Oh, how do you get this out when you mess up like that, huh? Oh, boy. I know. I've got a boat paddle oar over here I'm going to grab. And I say that, and I remember that I've got my pointer. So here's a pointer for you. There we go. I put it in the wrong side. Mrs. Chip said it rained all day about 7 p.m. Then the neighborhood let off fireworks all night. I put earplugs in my ears and went to bed. Well, the struggle is real. And the reason I say that is last night, after everything was said and done, I wanted to go ahead and start filming, and the fireworks just kept going off, and there was no break. And so I ended up filming anyway, and I thought it was going to be a lot louder, but my microphone must have some sort of canceling thing to it because it really wasn't that bad. So you can hear it because I started editing it, but it wasn't like super loud, so you couldn't hear me at all. Still, occasionally when I go outside, if there's somebody letting off fireworks, you know it's a fit. But yeah, I'm not one of those that, oh, you shouldn't let off fireworks. I totally understand why people want to do it. And I think it's harmless as long as it's done safely. I don't have an opinion about that. Okay. That is bag number 11. Move on to bag number 12. Hopefully we can make a whole lot of fluff. I'm going to scoot my chair over because I'm kind of wanting to get off the screen. All right. So I don't know what this is, some sort of chocolate barrel, storage, whatever, or I don't know. We'll see. I am liking wedge plates more and more when I see builds like this where they use them to get different angles. And in fact, I promise that I'm going to incorporate some of that into my city. And speaking of my city, I was working on the catacombs of Paris last night that go right above the turtle layer. And that is tile. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Any other takers for what you did on the 4th of July? All right. Oh, this guy's standing right where he needs to be. Okay, well, I'll just take him out. Yeah, I'm sorry, Violet, take him out. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay. So we just put a little lamp post here and 2 little like barrel things on the side. Let's see a little bit of greenery now. ultimately, it's my goal to build a large city, one that's big enough to be a world record contender. And also, I do hope to be able to get the place heated and cool. It is very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. I started by insulating 3 of the 4 walls. It seems like I get a wall done every year. So I've been here 3 years and I got 3 walls done, and that's okay. That was one of the things that one of the YouTubers said, is that he gets pressure in the comments all the time from people to hurry up, hurry up. And he says, you know, it's not really fair because, you know, it's his time, it's his money, and also he has to support his family. So it's not prudent to make dumb decisions that can cost you financially and ruin the whole entire channel. And so I appreciated him saying that, only because I feel the same way. There's only so much money to go around, so you got to pick and choose what you're going to do, or as they used to say, pick and choose your battles. And it was just really nice to. I didn't really talk with him because it was a video, but I kind of felt like I talked to him. I know I didn't, but like I said, it feels like I talked to him, and it felt good to talk to him and kind of hear his advice and hear that he, even though he's a much larger channel, that he has the same exact struggles that I have. And I have to admit that it kind of felt good to hear that, you know, I'm not the only one with the vision. Poop joke, yes. Well, it is chocolate, right? I think I'm going to widen the range. There we go, just a little bit. Because I keep getting off the camera, and I don't mean to. How you doing today, Haynes? Is that right? Haynes Animate? If I said that right, I apologize if I didn't. Well, I was hoping to finish this today, but seeing as we're already 20-something minutes into this, and I am only on bag 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it. Love the shirt. Thanks. I love the shirt too. I got it at Bricklink. It happens every year in Salt Lake City. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. I was going to mention, I saw a really cool video on YouTube that a smaller channel, a little bit bigger than mine, but not too much actually. I was really surprised. He got an interview with, not with that. He got an interview with a Bricklink employee about the Bricklink Designer Program, the very thing that I'm working on right now. And it was a very interesting interview because I felt like they did it because there's been a lot of criticism about the program. Everyone thinks they know how to run it better than they do. And people can be vocal about their dissent. And I think the guy did the interview to kind of dispel some things. And I'm glad he did the interview because he talked about how the Bricklink Designer Program works and how Lego manufacturing works. And I'm going to share some of the things I learned here, because maybe you don't know, but Lego actually does a production schedule 2 years in advance, and they can't change it, not without a lot of trouble. So let's kind of put the strain on. That's exactly, yeah, that's exactly what you told me. So this year, when they did the production schedule, and they said that they were filled more than the regular 30,000 that they do. Well, explain how they did it. So the production schedule was for 150 sets. And so what they did was, like, I can't remember which one he said, it wasn't doing that well in the first 24 hours. And so they took 5,000, they dropped it down to 25,000 from 30. And then they give that 5,000 to the Transylvania Castle because it was selling out. In the end, I think he said Transylvania, they're going to put 50,000 of them, which means between the 4 other sets, 5,000 from each got taken or something like that. So they're still building the same amount of sets. It's just they kind of recategorize them according to how the sales go. And the guy was saying that 90% of the sale happens within the first 24 hours. And that's pretty amazing. I mean, like, you know, so, and they do look at many different things. And some people were complaining about scalpers. And he said that according to their data, there's less than 1% of people that buy them at scalpers. And I'm one of those who, I don't resell them. The last series, Series 2, or I'm sorry, this Series 3, I bought 2 of each one, and I have not sold any of them. And I will not sell them. I bought them because I wanted to expand them. And like the old train shed one, I bought the 2, and that's because I wanted to expand it and double it. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's scalpers out there, and I'm sure they do it, but he's saying it's really not that big of a problem. And he said they would love to expand the production schedule, but it would be at least 2 years off before they could, what he's saying, because of how it runs. So, I appreciated his candor. I have to admit, I was very sarcastic at first and skeptical, but the guy didn't seem like he had canned, prepared answers. You could really see him thinking about what he said before he said it, and I just felt that that was very candid. So I appreciate that. And he was saying that, oh, well, he wasn't saying that. That just kind of happened. And I'm not like that. Let me fix that. One of the things that he was talking about was the fact that Lego fan base since COVID, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but that it's really grown and blown up since COVID. And so it's kind of hard to keep up with the demand and what people want since then, is what he was talking about. So, and I believe him, it probably has, because I know that during the pandemic, I was spending more time indoors. I think we all were. And I know my Bricklink store, at first it suffered from COVID because some people weren't getting paid. And then all of a sudden, it blew up, and I was doing more sales than ever there for several months, which of course allowed me to buy more Lego during the time period. So, and that was the other thing that kind of made the interview real for me, is that he was able to discuss things, and I was able to think about my life, and the things that he was saying was correlating with the things that happened in my life. And so I believe the guy was just being very candid and honest. And he was also saying that piece count matters too. So, like, they have a thing where, and I can't remember, he did say the categories. He was saying something like, let me make sure I got this right before I talk. Piece count matters because the machines can only handle that they use so much in the way of piece count. And so even though there might be a set that's more popular and has more pieces, sometimes they have to stick to one with a little bit less pieces because of production requirements and how they can't really change things. And so, and that made sense too, because yeah, you know, these things, they only have limited capacity. Hello, John. How you doing? Welcome back. And he was talking about that because they've got criticism for that robot one. That some people just thought it wasn't worth it. It didn't get as many votes as the castle set did. But the castle set had 4,000, and they couldn't do the castle set because they already have another one that's got like, he said 4,000. And they just can't do it. So, John, how was your 4th of July? And how's your mom doing? All right, guys, we are yet on another bag, which is bag 14. All right, well, I'm waiting for John to see if he'll answer. I'm sure he will. Let's head over to News the Weird. And it says, news that sounds like a joke. Okay, well, you know if they're starting with that. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, this is a Chinese providence, so do not ask me to pronounce it. I will not. I won't even try, so I'm going to butcher it. So, okay, so I'm going to call it the Chong, because it starts with Chong. Okay, the Chong providence, the Chong Forest Bureau has sucked all the fun out of a gimmick at a hotel in Henshu, China. Yeah, I'm not good at names. The Bureau ordered the Ledu Holiday Hotel to cease using red pandas to wake up calls to guests. UPI reported on June 25th. For an extra charge, hotel guests to sign up for one of the red floor pandas, come to the room, and climb onto the bed. They would linger with guests depending on their mood. The Forestry Bureau said the service could be considered animal abuse because the pandas are sensitive and their stress responses could endanger themselves or the humans. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I don't mind saying much more. I did like the Lego set that had a red panda, and that was one that I ended up getting 2 of because I ordered it and they smashed the crap out of the box. And I mean, smashed it. Because they packed it with another large set. And I called, and I don't do this very often, but I did call and complain, and Lego sent me out a secondary free one. So, anyway. Yeah. So, John, how have things been going for you? I know you went on some vacation, all that. So, just wondering, how you been, what you've been up to, and what's going on now that you're back. Kind of like what they used to do at the Super Bowl. You just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next? I'm going to Disneyland. I hate this commercial with kids. All right. I know Greg's on vacation right now. And by the way, I do like when they have these different types of elements. You know, using the ice cream cone in a different color. This the new. Well, this is not new, but it's newer because you know, a few years ago. But plant stem thing, I like it. I'm not sure what kind of plants these are supposed to be, but I'm not here to criticize Lego. I just go with it. I do very much enjoy building the Lego city, and I appreciate each of you that watch it as well. I've got a lot of plans for it. In fact, I do admit that sometimes I do watch other people's stuff, whether it be on Pinterest or just simply on YouTube. And sometimes I do copy techniques because there's a lot of stuff on there. So, oh boy, that's not going to stay very long. All right, so that's going to be a problem. And last night I saw a technique for the water that I really like. So I'm going to redo some of that water area. And actually it works out great because it uses different color pieces than I'm currently using. I've got a lot of them, so it'll actually save me a little bit of money in the end to use something that I already have. You know what's really weird is like I have this thing, I have this live stream, and it's on Rumble as well. And Rumble tells me people watch it, but I don't think I've ever had anybody comment to me over on Rumble. So I don't really know if they can. They're supposed to, according to this stream yard that I use, but I've never seen anybody do it. So I kind of question whether it's really working or not. Okay. I'll turn around so you guys can see it. So we got a little bit of this done, a little greenery here. And on to the next bag, which is bag 15. We start with a grandma. I love how they do gray hair on some of the figures now. I mean, you know, hey, I'm graying out myself. And if I didn't keep my hair short, it's very obvious. Or if I don't shave for only a couple of days, it looks black at first. But then after, if I don't shave for a couple of days, oh my gosh, gray starts coming out, especially in the front. Well, what I'm trying to say is I'm glad that Lego builds minifigures that represent me in a way. And seeing as I am over 50 now, any women I'm going to get, they're going to have gray hair probably. So, and that's another thing too, is like, I've heard about this growing trend of older guys, you know, like in the late 40s and early 50s, dating 20-year-olds. And not that I'm in the dating market, I'm not. I've been married 29 years and I'm not looking. But I've worked with some younger girls that age. And I'm sorry, I don't see, I mean, more power to you if you want to do it. I'm not trying to judge you, but I just look at it in reality, and I don't know how to have a relationship with someone like that because I think they're too immature. I think I would struggle because, well, there'd only be one thing we'd be doing, and we only do that so long every day. So I'm not going to mention what that is. Take a wild guess. So yeah, it's kind of a weird trend in my opinion. Now, if it works for you, I'm not judging you. You do it. You do it well. But for me, it's just weird. Yeah. Okay. Quite a pile. Quite a bit of these things. I think this is supposed to be weird drainage pipes of some sort. And that's actually something I want to do too with my Lego buildings. Is I want to do. Okay, why? Oh, because I didn't do it right. I was wondering, like, what's the heck? But okay, let's see. It's all me. All right, I feel another news weird coming on, so let's go ahead and flip screens. This is the last one for this series. We actually got through one. Times we don't. Okay, the golden age of air travel. Okay, I have a hard time reading this one already because I skimmed ahead and well, okay, here it is. The U.S. Sun reported that on June 26th, a woman aboard a Aeroflot flight SU-734 from St. Petersburg, Russia to Egypt finally had to be restrained after she launched into a tantrum about not being able to be upgraded to business class. Okay. There's more to the story, I'm sure. Let me just throw a couple pieces on here and get to that. The woman screamed at flight attendants that she had a, quote, pain in my butt. Okay, she obviously doesn't know how that phrase really goes, but that is kind of funny. The woman screamed that, sorry. The woman screamed at flight attendants that she had a, quote, pain in my butt, and needed to have business class because I was working. She then threatened to open the emergency exit and begin to remove her shirt. Oh my God. Okay, so exposing your boobs can somehow help this situation. Oh, all right. Yeah. Presumably, she was hoping that would help her cause, but no. Some burly passengers moved her to the back of the plane where she was restrained until Egyptian authorities took her off the flight shortly after landing. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, I don't mean to be judgmental, guys, but that is just weird old stuff. There's only one time I've ever seen that kind of trick work, and that's in the movies when the girl removes her shirt, like in what was that, Easy A when she did that. Or no, it wasn't Easy A. It was different. It was one about the twins. Oh gosh, what is her name? Anyway, and they didn't show it. You just knew that she did it. So, and I've only seen it work in the movies. So, yeah, no. And that's it for news to weird with that column. There are other columns that are older that we never finished. So, oh no, I don't want that. I think we finished this one. Yeah, I think we did finish this one. Okay. Actually, we did not read the last story because I don't. We'll get to that. Honestly, I don't understand some of the behaviors in this world. John says, "Yo, I am home." All right, John. So, how was your holiday weekend, John? I mean, I'm glad you got to see your mom. Did you guys do a cookout or anything? Or I'm gonna go see my mom tomorrow. So I must say, there's a certain day, and I won't say what it was, but it was earlier this week, that it was Mrs. Chip's birthday, and also that day I am a dead man if I forget this day. I can't say what day it is, but I don't want to reveal her birthday. But not only is it Mrs. Chip's birthday, it's my mom's birthday, and it's the woman that my father-in-law is dating's birthday as well. So she is potentially my future mother-in-law. So if I forget that day, in early July, I'm a dead man. You have these crown things. What crown thing talking about, John? I'm sorry, I'm not tracking that. I'm not following. Yeah. Okay, let's get this on. Okay. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy, man. Just trying to keep up with everything. I don't work until Monday, which means we can do another live stream tomorrow. I'm kind of hoping we can. I was hoping to finish this today, but I'm not going to be able to finish this today. There's no way. So what we'll probably do is do a third installment of the Seaside Market tomorrow, the medieval Seaside Market. Oh, my audio is so distant. Oh shoot! I wish I would have known. Because I know whenever that happens, I know that
happened. Okay, that should be way better. And I'm sorry for that. Is that better, John? Well, Miss Chip, why didn't you say something earlier? Dang it. I'm really sorry, guys. I know exactly what happened. I've got this stupid thing that keeps wanting to dominate in this headset, and even though it's turned off, whenever it randomly will turn itself on, and then it'll pick up everything, and it'll want to override my settings to the microphone I want to use, which is the one right in front of me, this silver one right here. You thought it was on purpose. No, that's never on purpose. Ever, never, ever. All right. Well, at least it's fixed now. Thanks, John. Well, if that ever happens again, it's not on purpose. Please tell me. Okay. Oh, was there supposed to be 2 bags? No, there's just one. Okay. All right. Another news of the weird. Oh man, that's messed up. Okay. So, all right, a little bit of humor, but probably tragic to the woman that it happened to. A public bathhouse in, oh man, don't ask me to pronounce that. It's Korean. A bathhouse in South Korea, stickers in the elevator directing guests to the men's or women's baths, which are located on different floors, were switched. On May 27th, a woman in her 20s entered the elevator about 2 a.m. and pressed the button to the corresponding woman's bath. But when she exited the elevator, she was naked and found that she had entered the men's bath. CCTV footage showed two men, believed in their 20s, switched to stickers in the elevator about 3 hours earlier at 11 p.m. Police say they are tracking the suspects. I mean, on one hand, that is kind of funny, but on the other hand, it's not funny because that's not what she wanted to do. And so I imagine for her, it was a tragic experience. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for a hammer. There it is. Oh, Johns, you said you have puppy news. Yes. And you don't work until Tuesday. Well, that's awesome. Is that like a floating holiday for you? Or no, the holiday was on the weekend this time. Oh, no, it was on Friday. It was on Friday. Okay. Anyway, yeah, John, what's the puppy news? Share, please. You'll be picking from 10 puppies. Oh, you was off from. Oh, that's right. Because, yeah, your vacation. Sorry. I like to claim that I'm smarter than the average bear, but sometimes I wonder myself. Okay, so we just added a little railing here. I did the set tour. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, let me just check something here real quick. Oh, what did I miss? Okay. So, John, just out of curiosity, yeah, Mrs. Chip's asking, where do you go to pick up puppies? Yeah, is that something that you go and pick up, and like how far is it from you? Is it something that you're going to take off work, a weekend trip? Soon they're barely old enough. Okay. Would be a weekend trip, the 4 hours from me. Okay. That's not, I mean, 4 hours is a long time, but not really. I mean, shoot. Have you already picked out a name, John, or is that something you're just going to do when you first meet the pup and maybe gather something from its personality or its color or something and figure out a name, or do you have it picked out already? You're thinking Diva. Okay. Depends on how new your car is. Well, that's true because if your car doesn't make it, it's going to be a lot longer than a trip. A short 4 hour trip might turn into 12, 13. Diva, that's awesome. Yeah, Miss Chip says she likes the name too, man. That's awesome. I know a few divas. I might even be married to one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She is not. Just like giving her a hard way to go. And because it's family friendly, I can't tell you anything more than that. Oh, I do have some news, and I should have shared this with y'all. Dang it. What the heck? Where are my manners? Okay, so good news, everybody. Mrs. Chip and I signed the paperwork to officially take the house off the market. And I did find a job. Granted, it's not the job I ever hoped for, but it is a job, and it's right here in town. So I don't have to travel very far. It's only like 5 minutes away from the house. It doesn't pay as much, but if you think about it, I have a truck, and when I was working at the IRS, I was spending about $25 in gas every single day going to work. And if you think about that, that's about $3 an hour for an 8-hour shift was eaten up just in gas. So in the end, even though they pay less because I'm not spending the money on the gas, I'm actually getting paid about the same. Just the only thing is I don't have to buy a truck as fast or another vehicle because I'm not going through one by driving that far every day. So I think I'm coming out of winter. And honestly, I'll just say I'm a winner because I'm married to Mrs. Chip. Depends on the coat and the personality. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's awesome, dude. So are you like the first one that gets to pick from this litter? John says, I was near Lake George, Ticonderoga, New York area. Is that close to where you used to live, John? Oh, that's where I know the name. Okay. We saw the pencil factory in Ticonderoga for pencil company. I am the second. Okay. Well, you still get, yeah. Okay. Well, John, I'm really happy for you. Hopefully, I mean, I know you will, but when you get the pup, I'd love to see pictures and I'd love to hear about it. Are you ready to go through another round of house training and all that good stuff that comes with a new pup? I'll have to update my profile. Okay. Oh, I forgot that happened, John. Man, okay. For those of you who don't know, John and I have been close friends for years, and so we do not so much anymore, but that's my fault because I'm busy. But we used to talk a lot offline, and I forgot about that instance, John. But now that you mentioned it, I do remember it happening. I'm sorry that happened to you, John. But I do remember that. And again, we're building a door kind of from scratch instead of just it being a single piece. And I do like these doors a lot because you get a lot more detail. So let's go ahead and throw that on here. Okay, let's see. Oh boy. As the day drags on, thanks. Yeah. I get to go retired. Okay, so we've got the door installed, and it does match the plant life in the front there. And John says, thanks, Miss Chip, but nothing has happened yet, so I'm managing my expectations. Well, John, it's okay to be cautiously optimistic about the situation. I'm excited for you too. I know how much your previous dogs, Paisley and Rue, have meant to you. And I don't like thinking about it, but sometimes I do. I think about how one day Mr. Enzo's not going to be here with me anymore. It's going to happen eventually. I don't look forward to it. All right, we're done with yet another bag. So we are on bag 17. What's really amazing about this build is there's really not, it has 2,560 pieces, and you would think that it wouldn't be as complicated as it is, but there's a lot of little intricate little things like the mixer and some other things that even though it has lesser pieces, this is taking longer than it normally takes me to build things. So I'm just going to go to bag 30, and then I think we're going to call it there today. The Art of Chocolate. What a name. What's in a name? Who knows? Okay. Well, after this, I'm going to edit my city building video that I started last night. And then after I've edited what I've shot so far, I'm going to go out and shoot some more. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to see if I can get some help out there. The table is not level in the middle, and I need someone to kind of push just the right amount of weight as I drill a hole through both of them and put a bolt in it, and then that way it'll just cinch it together and it'll like never move again. So I need to get some help with that. I love this. They put a clock right above the fireplace. That's pretty cool. The other thing I want to do today is while I'm out in the shop, I think I have a TV with a bracket on it, and I think I want to put it out in the shop so that I can watch movies, because I can cast from my phone to the TV, so I can watch movies while I'm building out there, because sometimes it gets kind of boring and hot, and I need a distraction. And if I could do it right now, I would watch Fletch Lives. And that'd be my first movie I'm going to watch out there. Fletch Lives is one of my all-time favorites. And I love a lot of parts about Fletch Lives, but perhaps my favorite part of Fletch Lives is when the guy who plays the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, he's now a TV evangelist in this movie. And I just can't see him being a TV evangelist after seeing him in Full Metal Jacket. But anyway, he is, and he's got this guy who whispers stuff in his ear, and to help him with faking healings and stuff. And so there's this guy who has a hemorrhoid problem, and he says, T-Boo Ted Marshall. And the guy stands up and he goes, I don't know how the Lord can help with my problem. And the guy who's whispering stuff in his ear lied to him and said the guy was a compulsive gambler, not that he had a hemorrhoid problem. So the preacher's like, God wants you to expose that problem. And he goes, he does? I know he does. Do it now. And the guy drops his drawers. Of course, they don't show anything. And he's like, good God, put your pants back on. And anyway, I don't know why. Maybe it's the 12-year-old still lives within me that thought that was funny. But that is one of my favorite parts of that movie, is that very part right there. He's been a compulsive gambler for 20 years. And Mrs. Chip has watched Fletch Live with me I don't know how many times. Yo, Click and Cliff, how's it going? So I think that might be another thing. If I can get help out in the shop today, I think that's going to be the second order of business, is setting up the TV and popping in Fletch Lives. I've got a DVD player as well that I could throw out there. And I've got the perfect post holding up the whole entire building that would be perfect for mounting that bracket post to for TV. Cliff, what you been up to? How was your 4th of July been? I hate asking, but if you guys would hit that like button, but only if you feel like I deserve it. If you don't hit it at all. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you one that surprised me that I did recently. That would be the Forest Stronghold. That set, it seemed like it went on forever and ever and ever. And I thought it would take only like 3. It took 5 streams to get that one done. And that includes having special guests and that kind of thing. Still took that long. Not to put you on the spot, Cliff, but if you're still there, when are we ever going to collaborate? I promise I will wear deodorant if we do. And actually, it feels really good right now because being underneath this air conditioner, especially after I was outside pulling weeds earlier. All right, let's check another News of the Weird. Let's see. We got that one. How's this one? Oh man, we didn't even read this one at all. I don't even recognize the first article. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'll read the first one. And this is tragic. 29-year-old Oliver Widger arrived on May 24th in Waikiki, Hawaii, with his cat in tow, the Associated Press reported. But he didn't fly there. Widger and Phoenix sailed from the Oregon coast in a boat he bought without knowing how to sail. Yikes, I already smell disaster. Okay. Widger was diagnosed 4 years ago with a syndrome that carries the risk of paralysis, so he quit his managerial job with $10,000 of debt and used his retirement savings to buy and refit the boat. Well, I mean, I admire the courage. Just don't know how smart that is. You know you're going to be grinding at your job all day long, and everybody's just trying to do enough to get by, and it just wears you out, Widger said. I think people have seen that it's possible to break out. Upon reaching Hawaii after several weeks at sea, he did not have a clear plan for what's next, but said he might sail to the French Polynesia. Okay, well, I wish him the best. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm not trying to dog the guy. At least he has the courage to try something he wanted. I mean, I guess that's a positive. That's a win. That scares me, though, because it has the potential for paralysis. Well, sailing is not that fast. It takes days, if not weeks. And imagine if something starts going screwy, what's he going to do? Especially with his health condition. That's what scares me, is the health condition. Okay, so we added a, let's see, we added a mouse here on the side, and we have built a little bit on the back here, this area here, and we are on yet another bag. And this one here is bag number 18. And I'm sorry, my computer is starting to slow down because of the size of this file. So yeah, I don't work until Monday, guys and gals. Okay, I can't see what I'm supposed to be doing. Instructions are not that clear. Okay, no, I got that. Okay. Hopefully I did it right. Okay. And it goes right there. Okay, cool. Oh, we're going to do another one of some sorts. I know I said we're going to bag 20, but I'm starting to rethink that because it's already been an hour and 15 minutes, and this is not going very fast. So Not very fast at all. Okay, so we've added just a little bit of greenery right here. And yep, we got some more to build. It looks like some more greenery. Okay. Having a little bit of trouble seeing the instructions, but otherwise it's good. And I am missing a flower. Oh, I've got an extra one over here. Same color. I think we're just going to do one more bag and then call it, because honestly, I'm tired from being out in the sun, and I don't usually stream for much longer than an hour, and I'm already at an hour and 16 minutes. So I like to keep my streams shorter. I mean, I know some YouTubers that do 12 hours straight. I have never done one of those, and I honestly don't think I could. The tasting room. That's what it says right there. Oh, it hooks on like this. Are we sure about that? Because, okay. Well, there we go. Right there. Hey, Greg, how's it going? It's good to see you, man. How's your vacation coming along? You went to the Legoland Discovery. That's awesome. I've never been to one. What's it like? It's going. Did you buy anything? I mean, I've heard they have a store. I've never been to one, so did you buy anything while you were there? It's like an indoor amusement park. Okay. Oh, you got the Shelby Cobra. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been looking at that one. Looks like a pretty cool build, man. this right here does make me wonder why they just didn't go with the brick that has it's a 1x3 and it has the other one on the other side, but that's all right. They didn't. So when do you head back home? You sent me a funny meme. Okay, my phone's on silent right now, so and yeah. Okay. So we have a light here, and I'll look at it here in a second here, Greg. It's not a problem. God, this thing is... Well, in my opinion, this thing's crazy big, but... Okay. All right. We are on yet another bag. Bag number 19. Let's see what Greg sent. Is it something I can... Oh. Yeah, I could share this. I don't care. All right. Here it is. Tuesday you come home. Okay. Oh, I just about kicked my camera over. All right. This is the last bag, and then we have it in the bag. So do you have family in the area? Is that part of the draw of going to where you went, Dallas, Fort Worth? Oh, shoot. I did that wrong. I did get the joke. It's a play on words, but yeah, I guess I do understand how it could be taken. It's kind of like airplane. Get your finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been. And the guy takes the finger out and smells it. That was gross. That... You have cousins. Okay. Okay. Oh. You ready for Spaceballs 2, or getting ready for it, you said? Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty funny. I've heard some more talk about it too. Even people that I didn't think would be in that kind of a movie, you know, that kind of, yeah, you know what I mean? There's quite a few people that I didn't realize would like it that are talking about it. So even Mrs. Chip brought it to my attention, which I'd already heard about it by the time that she brought it to my attention, but we had a pretty good discussion about it too, and how Mel Brooks is supposed to be actually in it. He's supposed to be playing as Yogurt, who's the character that's supposed to represent or make fun of Yoda. I do wish that Lucas would. Well, I know it wouldn't be Lucas anymore because he doesn't own Star Wars, but I do wish they would relax the rules and allow them to do toys, because that was the stipulation, was that they can make the movie, make fun of Star Wars however they wanted, but they weren't allowed to do any toys. And I think that's a dang shame, because I would love to see some toys. And I went to Bricks and Minifigs a couple Saturdays ago, and they had a, I mean, obviously it's not official because they can't do it, but they had the Winnebago for Lone Star in the shop. I thought that was pretty dang cool. So, okay. Okay, I knocked over the hat rack. So let's fix that. Well, you know, I was going to end the stream there, but now that Greg's here, I'm going to go ahead and do the last bag because that'll keep us on schedule. So let's drag one more over. I already opened it anyway, so I might as well, right? But this will be the last bag. It's the last straw, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like that. John and Greg are just catching up with each other. It's been a while. Yeah, John, that's an interesting question. What shape is William Shatner in? I mean, I know he's old, but that doesn't mean anything because I had a great grandmother that lived to be 102, and she was very active. I mean, she could run circles around me in her 90s. So it wasn't until I think it was like the last year that she really started to slow down. But God, other than that, she was pretty good. So I mean, just because he's old doesn't mean anything. Yeah, he's 95. Was he upright and ambulatory? Was he in a wheelchair? Family Guy, William Shatner, yeah. Family Guy has made fun of a lot of stuff. So is South Park. So is Boondocks. He did 4 appearances that weekend. No, he's as smart as what. That is awesome. I am happy to hear that because, like I said, you never know. Oh yeah, he would have to, because not that I don't wish anything to happen to him at all. But yeah, there's so many crazy people in this world, and he's such a big celebrity and been involved with so many things. I could see some crazy person just trying to hurt him just because, well, they're crazy. I remember watching Star Trek on TV as a kid and seeing him on there. John said he shook one of the bodyguard's hands. That is so awesome, man. I'm happy for you, John. I'm happy you had that experience. And Greg, I'm happy for you too, being able to have the experience of visiting family and being able to do things like you have been doing, like going to Legoland, or not Legoland, but Lego Discovery. Sorry, I automatically think Legoland, but it's not. My family visits are tomorrow. That's when I'm going to go see my mom, and we're going to go celebrate her birthday. And yeah, he was also a stuntman for Shatner. That's pretty cool. Don't mind me, my elbow's just popping. I will turn this around when I'm done with this bag so y'all can see what I'm doing. There goes my elbow again. Don't mind me. Did I get any new Lego? The last new Lego I got was all of Series 4, which the medieval market that I started, one of those. Other than that, no. I am definitely on the pay-as-you-go program right now, which means I am dead ass broke. But if I had a couple dollars, I know what I would get. I got a list. Anyway, oh boy, the stairs. I think I know where they're at. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I knew where it was at. No, I'm just kidding. I had a pretty good idea. So tomorrow, I'm pretty sure we're going to do the Seaside Market, Medieval Seaside Market. That's from Series 4, the newer series. And we've got, I don't know how many bags we got left. I don't think it'll be the last one. There's so much. There's just so much involved. So okay, I promised you I'd turn this around. So okay. So what do we have here? We've got 3 minifigures so far. There are more. We got a little bit of iron work here with a little greenery. I love the steps. Love the cobblestone. I still think I do it better in my city, by the way. and I did a couple years ago. Love the lamp post. Gotta love all this here. The tasting room, front door. I like the entrance. Looks really good. Love the chimney on the side. I don't know what these are right here on the sides. These barrels or whatever they are, but I do like it. So awesome. And then on the back side, basically it opens up, and when it does, you've got some chocolate bars here to sample. You've got a mixing machine, a vat there, and I can't remember what's over there. I can barely see. Oh, just a little storage area over there, and a little scale to weigh the chocolate. So this is part 2 of building the art of chocolate. Part 3, I'm not sure when it is. Sometime this week we will finish this up. One night when I have the day off, I'll just go ahead and do it. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Please hit the like button, subscribe. And if you want to help the channel, there's some links in the description for Bricklink, Etsy, and also PayPal donations. All right, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there. And I will catch you on my next video.